Hello my internet friends and welcome to another video. Today we are going to be ranking my perfumes in another category, and today I'm going with top 10 gourmand. So because I have 10 here, I'm going to go quickly so that we are not here forever. Number 10 is Tom Ford Noir Parfum. This is a very beautiful gourmand fragrance, apparently made from an Indian dessert called kulfi. It's sweet, it's vanilla, it's woody, it's powdery, it's spicy, it's amber. If I'm being honest, this is not one of my personal favorites. It's not one I choose to wear because it has a cologne aspect to it, and I don't prefer that on me. But notwithstanding, it's a really nice fragrance. So, and it's not the Tom Ford private blend, so it's not as expensive, and also you can find this on discount websites, so it might be worth a purchase. I personally don't see it in my collection future. When I see my collection in my head, I don't see this in it, so I don't know if that's telling me something. Paul Gaultier label, and I put this here because personally this doesn't last on me, and I feel like if you're going to be a perfume, you're going to have to check all the boxes for me, and one of them is staying power. So I put this in number 9, but this is a very beautiful fragrance. It has notes of pear, vanilla, whatever. Pear gives it that fruity opening. When you spray, that's what you smell in the opening, and then as it dries down you get the vanilla, and then the vetiver is such a beauty. It's such a beautiful earthy note that just takes the fragrance to another level. You could even call this oriental because it's just such a beautiful blend. I love this. By 8 is this beautiful fragrance. It's Guerlain by Mon Guerlain. It's a beautiful vanilla fragrance. It's sweet, that's why I put it in this gourmand category. Now I put it here because for me it's nothing outstanding. It's a very beautiful fragrance, but it's what you would call a crowd pleaser. It just smells really nice, and it's nothing, like I always say, no care, no bend. Nothing, nothing to get you thinking, nothing to get you confused. It's just a beautiful sweet fragrance. When I spray it, I get vanilla, I get the a little bit spicy, and I get floral notes. So it's spicy, floral, and vanilla. It's just really nice, but that's it. And for a designer fragrance, it has good longevity. It has good enough longevity. Then number 7 is this Princess by KILIAN. I really do like this fragrance as an everyday signature scent. The signature scent worthy is really nice. I really like it, and the staying power is quite nice, and you get really nice whiffs of it as you go on through the day. For me, that's what makes it climb up through the day, because it keeps going into my nose, and it's such a pleasant fragrance. And the vanilla and the sweetness is unmistakable, but it's also really spicy. It's not a sickly sweet vanilla. For me, that's imperative. That's key. I do not like sickly sweet things. So this with the burnt marshmallow notes, I really like it, and it has ginger. The spiciness just takes it to another level for me, and that's why I really like this. Dior Addict by Dior. I really like this perfume. Like I always say, at some point it was number 1 in my collection, but my husband hates the opening green note. Notwithstanding, I still love it. I think it's an absolutely beautiful fragrance. One of the best designer fragrances, in my opinion. One of the best designer fragrances out there. Staying power, projection, everything is. It checks all the boxes, and it's such a beautiful vanilla fragrance. And then it has that opening green note. I think that makes it a little bit fresh and citrusy, a little bit unique, but I can see people not liking that opening green note. Personally, it doesn't bother me. And then dries down to a very beautiful powdery vanilla. Number 5 is Tinua by LABO. I really like this. It wasn't love at first sniff. When I first used it, I was like, what in the world? When you first spray it, you get a really strong burst of fruitiness that can make it a little bit sharp on the nose, but you kind of get used to it when you know what to expect. The opening is just very citrusy and fruity, and it gives it a fresh note. It's also unmistakably sweet, but it's not sickly sweet. It's not sickly sweet at all. If you blink, you might miss the sweetness because it's spicy and it's fruity, but I still feel like it's a gourmand. That's why I put it here, and I love this fragrance, so I couldn't make this list without including Tinua at number 5. Number 4 might come as a shock to some of you because I've raved about this as being one of my favorite fragrances, but it's landing in number 4 here. Why? It's an absolutely beautiful fragrance. Why do I put it at number 4? I put it at number 4 because I feel when on a day where I'm looking for a gourmand, this is not what I go for. This is on a day when I'm just looking to smell like the best person in the room. But I don't necessarily go for this when I'm looking for a gourmand. When I want to smell sweet and delicious, this is not necessarily what I'm going for. So even though it's a beautiful sweet vanilla fragrance, in making a gourmand list, this doesn't make the top 3 because it's just it's not that sweet. It's not what you think about when you think of Gourmond. It's vanilla, it's sweet, it's spicy, then it dries down very powdery. So it's a beautiful powdery, sweet, vanilla, spicy fragrance, which I absolutely love. Top 10 for life. If you're still here with me, thank you. We made it to my top 3. So number 3 could possibly be another controversial one, but when I smell this, I get the unmistakable sweetness. So to me, it's Gourmond. Again, remember, this is my list. Number 3 is OUB Bouquet. I just feel like this is really sweet. When not really because of that oud and all the spices in there and the oud, it kind of tones down the sweetness, but it's still unmistakably sweet. It's a very beautiful sweet oud rose fragrance. Again, on a day when I'm looking to smell sweet, this is not what I go for. If you're looking to smell sweet to the point where your husband can't keep his hands off you, I don't think this is necessarily what you go for. Even though it's a beautiful fragrance, it's not one of those. This is just really strong and confident and powerful. It's not that I'm so delicious, come and eat me type of fragrance, So even though it's such a beautiful fragrance, when thinking of Gourmond, I just want to be delicious. This is not what I go for. With that said, nobody can take away from the beauty and the greatness of this vanilla rose, spicy, powdery, yet Gourmond fragrance. Absolutely stunning. Made it to my top 2. FEVE Delicious. This is so delicious. This, I think, it means the something bean, the last bean, or the brand bean, or the delicious bean. I'll have to look it up. But this is so delicious. And once I read the notes, I understood the deliciousness. It has so many yummy things in there. It has tonka, cacao. I'm drawing a blank, but once I sprayed it, I was like, dang, this is yummy. And this was around the Christmas time when everything is yummy. You want to eat everything. And I got this at the appropriate time. It was so appropriate. This was one of my Christmas fragrances. It's so good. It doesn't look like I've used much because it's quite powerful. I don't think it projects as much, but you will smell you and you will smell so delicious. This is such a beautiful fragrance. It's vanilla, it's sweet, it's spicy, and then it has all the yummy notes at the end, like cacao, tonka, all those deliciousness you want to eat. It's just so delicious, and I think whilst it might not be the best fragrance in the world, whilst it might not be the sexiest fragrance in the world, this is one of those I'm grabbing for when I'm looking to smell delicious. This is so delicious. And number 1, surprisingly, Hypnotic Poison by Dior. Just realized I had 3 Diors in this list. Hypnotic Poison is one of those when I'm looking to smell delicious. The opening of this, to me, is the best, which is very unusual for me. I usually like the dry down of perfumes, but my favorite part of this perfume is where I get the burst of vanilla and almond and just all the yumminess. I love this, and this is an eau de toilette, which I love because, as you know, EDTs are cheaper than EDPs, which all of these are. This is probably the cheapest, and staying power is not bad. It's outperformed some of my EDPs. It's vanilla, it's sweet, it's almond, it's woody. People say it gives them the Play-Doh, a hint of Play-Doh. I kind of get it. It has a little bit of an artificial note, but I have to be very picky to pick out that Play-Doh note. When I smell it, I just smell yumminess, like something you actually want to eat. It's just so delicious. I just don't think you can go wrong with this. It's just such a beautiful fragrance, and my baby loves the bottle. She calls it the apple fragrance. Even the bottle looks evil to me. It looks like an evil potion that will make, if you're in love with a man and he doesn't like you, you make an evil love potion and you give this to him, and then he can't take his hands off you. It's just so appropriate. I love this. So Hypnotic Poison as my number 1 Gourmond in my collection. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video enough to come back to my next video. This is me blowing you a kiss. Stay safe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.